and welcome back to my channel for another video. And today I am going to be sharing my bullet journal March spreads with you guys, and they are frog themed. I have 7 pages to share with you guys today, and they are all in a green and pink color scheme. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get on with the video. For the supplies that I will be using today, I am using this constellation journal that I got from Amazon. It is an A5 journal with dotted pages, and I will link it in the description box down below, as well as all of the other supplies that I will be using. So if you are interested in any of what I'm using, this is where you can find them. But for my fine liners, I use the Faber Castel ones, as well as the Uniball ones, and Ardent Fly white gel pen, which this one is pretty empty. And then my Tombow dual brush markers for the colors, and these are the 4 colors that I used for this theme. If you are only interested in certain spreads, I will leave timestamps in the description box down below, because your time is precious and you know why you are clicking on this video. And also, if you just want to see the completed spreads, I will leave a final flip through at the end of this video, which will be in the timestamps as well. Before we go any further in this video, let me tell you about my small business, which is a digital planner and bullet journal shop. And I sell all of the pages that I make on this channel on digital format, so you can get your own journey on bullet journal and your own planner on my website. It is extremely easy to find it. It is OS Planner Shop, and I will always leave a link to my shop in the description box down below. And these are the March spreads that I made with this theme. So if you want to be twinning with me and actually have super cute spreads for March or for any other month, I also have undated versions of this planner, so you can get this one and use it at any point. And you can have a super cute and functional planner to help you in your everyday life. I obviously have all of these spreads like the calendar, mood tracker, habits tracker, sleep, water tracker, and a gratitude log, as well as a weekly planner. So you can have everything you need to thrive on a daily basis, improve your productivity, and so much more with the help of a bullet journal, and also to help manage mental health and just overall help you and make you more happy, because who wouldn't be happy with a super cute frog planner? So to start this setup, I am starting with the title for this cover page, and I did an ombre lettering. If you have never seen one, it is basically using 2 shades of the same color. I used green, and you first do the base of the lettering in one color using the lighter color, and then you go over either the upper half or the lower half in a darker color, and then you blend them using the lightest shade. So that's what I did for the title. I love using the green. I've never been a big fan of the color green before, but for some reason when it comes to bullet journaling, I love it. My theme back in August, I did a kiwi and a watermelonade theme. It was such a fun theme and had a lot of green. I don't know why, I love these greens so much. So I did the title in the middle of the page, and then I did 3 frogs kind of around them using 2 different doodles. I have the first one, which is those frogs from up front, which are just sitting, and then you just have kind of the 2 front paws that you can see, and then the 2 little one in the back. and then the one at the top of the page is more like from the side, and you can see kind of like the butts of the frog. I found those on Pinterest. If you want to go follow me on there, I also do post a lot more photos of everything that I do on my bullet journal. So if you are looking for inspiration, it is a great way to find things. And then just all around, kind of creating a circle around the title, I just have a bunch of lily pads using 2 different greens. So I have 3 greens for this theme. I used one which is kind of like a middle green for the frogs, which is like, I don't know how to describe it. And then I have a really light one for the lily pads, and then one that is a lot more sage-like, and then the pink is kind of an old pink, if that's the best way to describe it, for making lotus flowers. And we are now moving on to the calendar for this. I kept it pretty simple. I just have the main page, and I have 3 days on the left page and 4 on the right, and then each day is 6 by 6 squares with a 2 square tall header at the top, which is slightly rounded. And then on top of the calendar, I added a whole bunch of frogs. There's 3 on top of the calendar. And then inside of each daily section, I added a lily pad using the very light green, which is kind of like a limey, really bright green. And I made a lily pad with it, and then it's to add the numbers for each day of the month. And then I moved on to drawing the frogs, and you will be able to see the 3rd doodle that I did for the frogs, which are kind of like a on the back, kind of laying down, kind of falling over and sleeping on the calendar, if it makes sense. Like all paws in the air and laying down on top of the header. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It is kind of a funny pose, but I wanted it to be a little bit more or less serious than all of these like sitting frogs. So that's what I did. I also added 2 lotus flowers, and the frog that is in the left corner has a lily pad because he's just sitting nowhere compared to the other one that are on the calendar. So that's just really simple. I kept everything pretty minimal and simple. And I've just realized that I completely forgot to explain that this journal isn't actually my first journal at all. It is my 2nd journal, and not the one that I use in my everyday life. I don't know how I forgot to tell you that, but I did. But basically, this is my secondary journal, and the one I use to make the purple version of my shop items. Because for me, it is a lot easier to first draw everything on paper, to then be able to do it digitally, because I am not the best at drawing digitally yet. It takes a little bit of practice, so it's better for me if I have done it first, kind of on paper to get used to it. So I basically did that, and then I made the pages for my shop, which you saw earlier. And so this is why I have this journal on my channel, but it is not the theme that I will be using in my everyday life. I have not made it yet, but it will be up next week on my channel, so keep a lookout for this because I think it's going to be a really fun theme. But yeah, I have 2 separate journals and I make 2 themes every month. And I just keep them separate from the ones in my shop just because there's things that are copyrighted and cannot be used as an item and cannot be used in a small business, and if I want to use a theme that has it, I cannot do that. So just in case, I always have a second theme so I can do whatever I want in my personal journal, including things like using paints and stuff, which I wouldn't be able to do on an iPad. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, we can move on to the habits tracker. So for this spread, all I did is make 7 lily pads kind of scattered around, and then in each of them I have a mini calendar, which is just the 7 by 6 squares for the month, and then I just made the grid, so each day of the month gets a day in the grid, and it can be used for any kind of habits that you want to track during the month, anything that you would like to accomplish every day, and just some goals for yourself and help you attain those goals. And I just kept it pretty simple because it is a very colorful spread. So I just have the 7 lily pads, I have 2 little lotus flowers in the blank space in between, a little frog in the left corner, and then at the top I just have habits tracker written in bubble lettering in pink with the tracker in fine liner underneath it. So a really simple spread, but a very effective one. Moving on to my mood tracker, and this one is a really easy spread. It just takes a little bit of time to set up because there's a lot of individual doodles, but I am really in love with how this one turned out. And if you aren't familiar with what a mood tracker is, it is basically a way to track your mood every single day of the month. It can be used on multiple ways, either to track different feelings or just your overall average mood. Personally, I use it with smiley faces and rate my day out of smiley faces from good to bad, but it can be different for what you need. And the way I decided to make this one is just by having 1 lily pad per day, and then depending on the color that you will choose for your key, you can just allow one mood to be one color, and then when you fill out your bullet journal, you see which mood you were in during the day, and then you choose the color that goes with it, and you color in the lily pad. That's just as simple as it is. I also have a huge frog in the middle, just to have a little bit of something because there's not a lot of color when it isn't used yet. And then I did the same ombre lettering that I did for the title, and then I have a little box in the left corner for the key, which is where all the moods will be and the colors corresponding to that color. Moving on to my next spread, and we have a gratitude log for this one. A gratitude log is basically a line a day where you can write kind of like a diary, but it is focused on gratitude, so what you are thankful for. and you can write anything really that you are thankful for. Don't think it is stupid or that it's not worth trying. It is not for everyone, but it is a very good mental health practice to see the positive and to see what you have, because it is so easy to forget what we already have and to just take it for granted. So this kind of practice helps to just have a good reminder of what we actually have. So that's basically why you would use one. And to make it a little bit more fun, I just have a little frog on her back, and then the gratitude is with a bubble lettering in green, and I just have a line of pink with all of the days of the month written out. So it is a spread that literally took me 2 minutes to make. It is extremely easy, and if you don't make the little frog doodle, it can literally be made in less than a minute. Moving on to a bullet journal staple, which is a sleep tracker. It is basically just a tracker to see how well you are sleeping and how many hours you are sleeping. Another way to use it is by changing colors depending on how the quality of your sleep was. I used to do that and it didn't help me a lot, but I know for some people it can, so that's just another idea and ways to use these types of trackers. And basically it is a giant box. At the top you will have the hours. Usually it is over 24 hours or 12 if you don't have a very big space. And then down the side you have the days of the month from 1 to 31, and you basically color in from what hour to what hour you slept during the night. So a pretty easy spread to make and to use, but it can make a great difference when it comes to understanding your sleep patterns and also to help yourself if you don't have the greatest sleep habits as a motivation to try and sleep better. So yeah, maybe that can be a spread that can help you. And we are now moving on to the weekly spread, which is my very last spread for this video. And I had a lot of fun with this one. I was trying to come up with a new layout that I haven't done really at all, and this is what I came up with. So we have the double pages, and each page is separated down the middle, well, not down the middle, but all the way down, and it is from 9 squares from the outside of the page, and the inner part is for the daily sections, and then the outer part is for additional things. I have a lily pad for each day to add the dates, and then next to it the days of the week, and then the last one, because I have 4 on each page, is a note section. And then on the left page I have a mini calendar with March written on top, a lily pad underneath it, a little frog at the bottom, and in the blank space I just have a task list. So if you have any big task for the week, you can write them down there. And then on the other side of the page I have the event section, which takes up most of the second half of the page with a little frog at the top of the page this time, kind of to maximize all of the space that is used, but also to make it kind of cute and a little bit more appealing to use. And I just had a lot of fun making this one. It was a really cute one to make. And another time, don't forget to check out my shop if you are interested in starting to bullet journal, but maybe you don't have the time to make one yourself, or you just want to take it easy and treat yourself. It is, honestly, it has changed my life to have a bullet journal. It has helped me in so many ways, from physical to mental health to just having a creative outlet. So if you are considering bullet journaling, maybe this is for you. And the only thing left in this video will be the flip through at the end of this video. So I am just quickly finishing up this spread with the last little details. And I hope you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful for you, that you were able to find some inspiration in all of this. I personally am so in love with this theme. I am so excited to be able to share it with you guys. I hope you will love it too. I know frogs are not for everyone, but I hope I will be able to find the people that loves frogs and that thinks they are absolutely super cute and adorable. But that is all for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notification bell to get notified whenever I upload next. Check out all of my other socials in the description box down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!